Good morning, Ma. Or is it afternoon now?
It's afternoon, I suppose.
So can we meet you,
Yes,
Ma?
afternoon. Yes, I'm Mrs. Felicia Apoki.
Apoki, say it Apoki.
Apoki.
Okay. So we are in your school, Petra Christian Academy. I can see you built these houses, I know. I can see a building in the background at the primary side. What are you doing there?
That's gatehouse.
Okay, why?
Though we had one there before,
Uh,
but we decided to use that to block the entrance of the school because of the movement in and out of the
so
kids
for security
for
reasons
security reasons.
and to regulate the outflow and
Yes,
the inflow of
inflow
people.
of
People,
people,
yes.
parents.
So yesterday we were to do this interview,
Yeah.
but we couldn't do it because you came back late and it rained. So where did you go to yesterday?
I went for a cooperative
Cooperative
AGM,
annual general meeting.
annual general meeting.
You run a cooperative here, not so?
Yeah, we have one in the school here.
And you are the president of the cooperative.
Yeah.
So what are the benefits of cooperatives?
As a cooperator, if you decide, because I discovered that there's so much ignorance about cooperative. No, if you go for a cooperative meeting like a seminar,
Yes.
you see that there are so many people there.
Yes.
You'll be wondering that the whole town is into cooperative.
That is Ugeli town.
Yeah, not really Ugeli alone.
Even Isoko
yes,
and everywhere.
Yes.
And the whole world, in fact, there is an annual,
There's
an association of.
If you come out of that setting
Uh,
and start discussing with other people, you discover that there are so many people that don't even have the knowledge of cooperative. So if you talk to them about cooperative, they feel somehow that maybe cooperative is where people collect people's money and run away. So they are afraid of actually joining a cooperative. So there are so many out there that don't even know anything about the cooperative.
Okay, so what are the benefits?
The benefit, there are so many. Let's say few of them. If you're into a cooperative, I've discovered that if you're a businessman, a businesswoman, and you're not into a cooperative, I start wondering how you manage, how you cope with your business without having something to fall into. Because a cooperative in such a way that it's not like when you bank with when you save in the bank. A cooperative is a kind of a disciplined place that you are mandated to save there, and you don't just save your money maybe in a month and then you go there and take it back like you do in the bank. You're free to go to the bank and collect your money. The cooperative is not like that. It's a kind of a discipline setting. So if cooperative mandate you to save, when you're not supposed to do that.
So it compels you to save on a regular basis, monthly.
Yes.
Okay, what other advantage?
Another advantage, if you're into a cooperative, you have so many people in a cooperative, but there are some who just come to the setting to dupe the cooperative, to collect money and run away. If you have cooperators, then you also have good cooperators. There are people who collect money, and within them they know that they collected this money and they are supposed to take it back. So in a cooperative, you discover that if you're doing a business and you don't have a backup.
So cooperatives act as financial backups.
Yes.
Where you can easily get loans.
Loan, not like in the bank. If you go to the bank to say you want to collect money, there are so many things you have to provide before collecting that money. But cooperative is not like that. As far as you're a good cooperator, whenever you ask for money, it will be given to you if you're a good cooperator. If you're the type that borrow and pay back.
Okay.
If you're a good cooperator and you're talking about the benefit, if you're a businessman or woman, it will be difficult for your business to go down if you're a good cooperator.
So,
because you always have where to run to.
So you have you have where to run to, and the interest rates are also low, I was told.
Yes.
Okay. So has cooperative helped you and your husband, Dr. Apoki, recording you?
So much.
Can you name?
We actually started, let me say, not early, when we knew about it.
Okay, so
because there are cooperatives that have been there for years. When immediately we knew about it, we actually, like when we opened the school, we discovered that if you have to join the association, you equally join the cooperative.
So the school owners have a cooperative.
Yes.
You remember when one of our sons was going to Europe, our first son, Dr. Apoki, that we had to run to a cooperative.
Yes.
When they sent him back, we bought a ticket and we needed to buy a third one. It was the cooperative that gave us that money, not so?
Yes.
And that was a big source of relief.
A big source of relief. And if at the first house we built.
Yes.
The first house we built, when we were living in a hired apartment.
Yes.
When the pressure was so much from the owner of the place.
Yes.
We decided to put up a place in our land.
Yes.
And the roofing, for us to be able to roof at that time, it was the cooperative we went to. It was the cooperative that gave us money to roof that house we initially packed into before the one we are living now. And
building the school at Okwokoko during the lockdown and all the economic challenges.
It was the cooperative, even the hostel here.
The hostel?
The hostel there.
Okay, the hostel. We might not be able to see the hostel, but the hostel is a block of 6 flats, yes.
When we were building the hostel.
Or even when we wanted to buy, Abi?
When we wanted to buy,
yes.
We actually paid with our money.
Okay.
Yes, we paid with the money we had at that time. But when we started building, I discovered that if you're into a cooperative, that you hardly fall down. That is, you hardly go down, because if you're into any project, if you're a good cooperator, I'm only just saying that because there are people who will go to the cooperative, they will not agree to give them money.
The wicked borrow it and pay it not.
No.
Okay.
And there are some that even if you're owing,
yes,
if they know you're a good cooperator, even if you're owing, if you come for money, they will ask you to take something higher than that so that they can remove the one you're owing.
Okay.
And so it is difficult if you're a good cooperator. If you're into any project, you will hardly stop that project until that project finishes.
Wow. You did this interlocking, yes?
Yeah.
You personally bought the materials?
Yeah, we bought.
And they brought the mold?
And they produced here.
And they produced them here?
Yeah.
Gradually. That's the principle of gradualism. Using the philosophy of the ant.
Yes.
Okay, what about the fancy blocks?
The fancy block, we bought the mold.
It
was molded here.
You bought the mold?
Yes, they were molded here before they used that.
Okay, why do you like using tiles?
We discovered that you can see the side we painted.
Yes.
The side we painted, it's expensive to use tile, but at the long run, you will discover that it's cheaper, because if you want to maintain your school and want it to be the way you want it to be, then you discover that you're painting maybe every 2 years. But if you use tile, though expensive, you just use the tile and forget about painting.
Okay.
Forget about painting.
Thank you so much. So, people are going to be asking questions about how they can join cooperatives. I've been receiving questions from all over. How do they know the cooperatives to join? Let me say this now, because because of our time and this battery will soon get hot. Number one, when you want to join a cooperative, go to the cooperative officer in your local government. If I'm right, correct me. If I'm wrong, if I'm right, affirm. I hope I'm right.
You're right, but you can equally ask questions because there are people into cooperatives around you.
Yes.
Into cooperative around you. You know good people around you.
Okay.
You can ask questions if you cannot get to the office.
Why do you think many Christians don't like cooperatives?
Because most of them are ignorant of cooperatives.
Ignorant of cooperatives.
Yes, and you also discover that most people owe so much in cooperatives. They are Christians.
Oh.
Yes. I know I'm into the pastors' cooperative.
Yes.
I'm into the pastors' cooperative. It is when you're into that set you discover that
Christians owe a lot.
People who are born against.
Born against.
Pastors who are born against, who will borrow and run away with people's money.
Terrible.
Yes.
So
they are worse than the unbelievers.
You are in a cooperative. Which other members of your family are cooperatives?
My husband is into the cooperative.
Talking now.
Yes, my daughter is into cooperative. Even my grandbaby is into cooperative. My son, that's my third child, is into cooperative. And we discovered there's a cooperative that I'm into. That's the Ugele Christian Farmers. Most of their children from abroad, they are now making them to join the cooperative. So there are so many children abroad right now. They join the cooperative. They are into cooperative. They are bringing them. No, the parents are standing on their behalf.
Yes.
Children from abroad, they are making them to join cooperative.
That's interesting. And your granddaughter that is into a cooperative, how old is she?
She's going to 7 years now.
7 years, she has an account in a cooperative.
Yes, she has an account.
I'm going to open an account for my grandson too.
Okay.
Luca to join a cooperative.
I think that would be okay.
His first birthday is in July. I'll give you money to open an account for him, either in Fruitful Vine or any other cooperative. Okay. Finally, talk about dividends.
Yeah.
Dividends. Do they pay dividends?
They pay. They pay, if you can. There are people, when they join cooperative, they hardly pay their shares and savings.
Okay.
But if you're faithful in paying, if you can build up your account in the cooperative, I think what they pay higher than the bank.
Wow.
Yes,
I hear some people get up to 2 million, 3 million.
2 million is too small. I'm into a cooperative where people get more than 5 million as dividend.
Per annum?
Per annum.
Wow. So instead of going to use your money to buy shares, you can put them inside cooperatives and you will get large dividends.
Yes.
So this is, you are my friend.
Dr. Charles Apoki, that's Mrs. Apoki.
Mrs. Felicia Apoki. God bless you, ma. Thank you so much for educating us. If you want any questions answered, WhatsApp number +234 70 52 13 6763. We will answer your questions. I helped a church in Qatar to establish a cooperative. So there's a cooperative we established in Qatar. There's a church in Port Harcourt where I established a cooperative. Denominations can establish cooperatives. So we have shared our lives with you, some of the secrets of how we have managed with you. God bless you. Subscribe to this channel. Share this with as many people as possible. She is my friend, Mrs. Felicia Apoki. God bless you, man.